Welcome to the Smith Garage. I'm going to try to do it one take. We'll see how it goes. um, I figured you may ask yourself, why should I subscribe to the Smith Garage, right? Or Mr. Smith Garage. Well, let me just tell you, there's a lot of things to do in here. The main thing that I am working on is, here, let me make sure that this camera is going to work here. Aha. And then, so we got a kind of a pan of what's going on. Let me get this to spin around on me. The main thing that is my major project is the 81 Vanagon Westfalen. Okay, so that's the major project that I'm working on. But I have a daily driver 82 Vanagon, and then I also have this 1990 Porsche 944. Here, let me see if I can get this to go down a little bit. Yeah, and apparently it needs some maintenance every once in a while too. So if you happen to be like a Porsche 944 fan, or if you are a Vanagon fan, or air-cooled Volkswagen, then you might want to watch this channel. And so that's why you would subscribe, and that's probably the most important reason why you might want to subscribe to this channel. Always got something going on. As you can see, I'm working on the top for this Westfalia. I had a really nice paint on there. It's this Duralux Haze Gray. But guess what? The first coat I have, which I don't have enough to do a second coat with, basically ran out. I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to use this. It's following. There we go. Hey, we're back. They don't sell it in California anymore, so I can't get that paint, which I really liked the way that it applied. First coat though, I'll tell you one mistake that I made. I did use a fuzzy roller like this, and the fuzz came out in the paint, and so did some sanding. I think I got all the fuzz out, and now what I'm going to try and do is something that I saw on VW Life. They use Rust-Oleum, and so I'm going to try and use this. I can get this in California. I can't get the Duralux anymore in California, but I will tell you, it's beautiful. And if this Rust-Oleum doesn't go on as beautiful, I may drive to Oregon and pick up some more Haze Gray Duralux. So the main project that I have going on is this 81 Vanagon. And you can see it's in project mode. I basically stripped everything out of it, and then started working on it, tearing some stuff apart, and realized that I needed to work on something else, which is in the front of the driveway here. They're two 1996 SeaDoo XP 787 motors. And so I worked on that. It was right after I got the 81 Westie. Had done some stripping. Obviously, I took the top off. I had it setting kind of up against some cabinets. And then I decided to work on these jet skis. Got them running. At the end of that season, 2021, one of the motors blew. And I mean, really blew. Like, basically, the whole bottom end of the case blew out. I think it got a little too hot. Maybe wasn't getting oil to one of the bearings down there, and just blew out the bottom of the case, and all the oil came out. And so it didn't freeze. It's actually still, the engine is right here that blew out, and ended up buying another motor. I didn't have a core, so I paid quite a bit of money for a motor, had it shipped here, and put it in, had it running for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then it was the end of the season. So next year, fast forward 2022, May, took it down to the water, and it started up, and then it went into like a vapor lock. And so I'm like, what's going on? And took the spark plugs out, it's blowing oil out. So obviously there's something going on down at the bottom. So that's something else I need to work on. And my wife would like me to work on it before we get to this summer. So right now we're wintertime. So what I'm trying to do is get this painted, and so I can get it back up on the roof and just have it there as a holding spot. There's a couple of projects I need to do on the 1990 Porsche. Let me do this. I'm going to spin this around. So 1990 Porsche 944 S2 model, pretty decent shape. The only thing that I've really done to it is I have done the front brakes and bearings because I had a little wobble, and sure enough, the bearing on the other side was a little bit loose, or the axle nut. I think I need to do the rear brakes. I did get the other day some sensors for the front, because I think the sensors in the front are bad. They must be grounding out or something, because I got a light on my dash. And so obviously things that I need to do to this one. I do think that the lower control arm ball joints need to be replaced on it, which is a pretty big job. The other thing that I need to do on this is something with the power steering. So you can't tell from up here, but here, let me go in on the engine here a little bit. That's my power steering reservoir. I have to fill it about every 2 months, and it leaks. It's not spraying anywhere here. My power steering pump is, let's see if I can get this thing to go. It won't go down that far. Is down in here. So power steering pump. I did see a video where somebody, oh, there we go, where somebody took the power steering pump off, completely removed it, deleted it, and made the rack and pinion steering not power steering. With this vehicle, I just don't feel like I need power steering, so that's always a possibility, to just kind of change it out to be non-power steering. Runs really well. As you can see here, I do have some of these plastic ports that are leaking radiator fluid, so I do need to work on that. So there's things to do. You know, really the only thing that I've really done with this one is valve cover, replace the valve cover seals, spark plug wires, which were pricey, and then the front brakes and tires. That's about it for the most part. This vehicle is in good running condition and is considered a daily driver. One more thing that I want to work on with this is the top. I eventually need to replace my top. You can see it's got some wear marks. I've got a split in my rear window there. And on this side, it's got a spot where it pinched, so I put this patch on it. This patch used to be black, and now it's white because the sun has faded it out. It stays in the garage almost all the time, and that's the 1990 Porsche. Okay, let's move around here, and I think what we were working on last is this, removing this axle. We are still working on that. I just moved over to the top of the Westfalia to get that working. So there we go. So I appreciate you guys following along. Let me know if you have any questions. You can see there's a lot going on in here. So if you've got questions that you think I can maybe answer for you and help you out with, especially when it comes to air-cooled California emissions Vanagons, or a 944 S2, I'm willing to help you out and try to do some kind of video for you out there. So please leave comments if you have anything like that. If you see anything that was in the garage that looked interesting you want to ask about, you're welcome to do that as well. I am here. I do have a full-time job, so make sure you know that I won't always be available, but I will try. And hope you enjoy watching the videos. Once again, subscribe. It's a way that you can tell I'm usually trying to drop at least 1 or 2 videos a week.